What's up, guys? The Ranting Raven is here, and I just had an interesting thought. That thought was, I fucking love Dragon Ball Z games. I love Dragon Ball Z, I love the anime, I love the manga, I love the games. However, I have a chunk that I like and a chunk that I dislike. Some that I'm mixed in between and shit like that, and some that I would just really rather fucking forget. I mean, you have so many names thrown around like the Tenkaichi series, the Budokai series, the Butouden series. But the question is, which one do I think is worthy of praise? See, my plan, what I intend to do is review every single Dragon Ball Z game that I've played. And after that, I'm going to put them all in a rank. That's a lot of fucking games, but I think I can handle it. It's not a problem for me. But I'm going to put them all in the list from best to least best. And we're going to start off with the series that's on the Super Nintendo known as Super Butouden. Now it only makes sense that I compare these games to some of the other fighting games on the same system around the same time, because some of these games aren't that intense, but they hold some kind of nostalgic factor to them. And the only way for me to really get more into this, I would have to obviously point out the good, the bad, and the mixed. First off, I gotta say this game was published by Bandai and came out around March of 1993. And my god, does it have a fucking shitload of characters that I actually give a fuck about. This was actually one of those times where base form characters actually mattered. They had base form Goku, Vegeta, they had Android 20, Android 16, Piccolo, Frieza, Android 18, Imperfect Cell. And it's surprising because after this we never see them again. It's just like their final forms or their Super Saiyan forms for certain characters. Super Saiyan Future Trunks, Super Saiyan Kid Gohan because he was still a kid, he wasn't a teen during the Cell games. Perfect Cell, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and none other than the infamous Mr. Satan. This actually kept me quite entertained, I'm not gonna lie about that. The story is kind of simple. I mean, it's pretty much like some of the classic games where you see a picture, they tell a little bit of the story, and then you go on with the fights. Very, very faithful for the roster that it has to the actual Dragon Ball Z series, from the Saiyan Saga all the way to the Cell Saga. And the moves are so fucking easy to do, so if you play games like Street Fighter and you know some of those inputs, it's roughly the same thing, so there's no problem with that. And for some reason, I love that split screen whenever you're fighting and then you're just backing away. Instead of the camera just zooming out, you get a split screen and you see your side and you see the opponent's side. I thought that was pretty attracting. I would say the same thing about the backgrounds. Fucking great looking backgrounds for a game like this. And I say that because this is definitely no Street Fighter. Street Fighter looks a lot better. Even Street Fighter 2. Fucking phenomenal game. Looks a lot better. But I'm surprised that they didn't just half-ass this. But it looks pretty damn decent. Another cool thing about this game is how you can block key-based attacks. So if somebody hits you with a Kamehameha, you can either just try to tank that shit or just absorb it like Dr. Gero. I think his was fucking cool. There's characters that actually dodge it so fucking smoothly. It looks so damn fucking epic. That was some great ass thought when it came to just countering in general. Everybody pretty much still has their classic attacks. You got the Kamehamehas, the Masenkos, some of the cool moves that Cell uses, especially being candid for Piccolo. Stages look really, really fucking clean. Like I said before, a solid roster and the music is pretty damn good. Now it's on to the bad. It fucking blows my mind how a fighting game can be disgustingly stiff. Not even Street Fighter was fucking stiff like this. It actually felt pretty damn good. This Dragon Ball Z game is a pain in the ass to play sometimes, simply because it feels a little bit slow. So, you're jumping, and it feels like I'm doing some kind of fucking ballet movement in the air. They go up, and they slowly come down. Like one of those cartoonish kind of things. And yet another thing that was kind of stupid was when you throw your ki blast attacks or whatever, your like main signature move, and your opponent is above you because you can't fly in this game, and it feels fucking pathetically stiff as well too. Don't know how you can fuck that up. But as soon as you do it, you would think that it would shoot diagonally to your opponent to hit them. No. It goes in a straight fucking line, magically teleports and goes to the upper part of the screen where the opponent is at, and then blasts them. What kind of fucking bullshit logic is that? I know Dragon Ball Z 95% of the time doesn't make any sense, but this is just fucking outright stupid. The combo system is like non-existent in this game too. You're literally just mashing your buttons, jumping slowly over the opponent, and trying to survive. Playing through story mode was pretty fucking fun at first, but it got very, very painful and very tiring, and I just couldn't wait to fucking finish. It was literally kicking my ass. No fighting game should ever be this damn uncomfortable. Street Fighter 2 didn't do this shit to me. Hell, even the first Street Fighter didn't even fucking feel like this. Now it's time for the mixed. What the fuck is that? Seriously, what the fuck is that? How the hell does a game show off a split screen feature and fuck it up this bad? Now, I don't want to say was this thing tested, because obviously it fucking wasn't, but this was one of my favorite fucking hilarious parts that I had to get the footage for, because this shit was outrageous. You have no idea how fucking annoying it was for me to actually finish this like footage, like recording the whole thing. This video was supposed to be a lot different, but once I seen this footage, I had to get this shit immediately. Everything was going so fucking well until that split screen issue. And don't get me wrong, I really do like the idea for games like this. It was pretty new, it was pretty refreshing, but done way, way better in the later Butouden games. And even Shin Butouden, which is on the Sega Saturn, unfortunately I never got a chance to play that, but it looks like a way better version of Ultimate Battle 22. And man, that game gives me fucking mixed emotions, but we'll get to that some other time. This game is a fucking bad game. It really is. Gameplay wise, it's not fucking attracting at all. Even for its time where games like Street Fighter 2 was out and Mortal Kombat. In fact, I would only recommend this game for those who just wants to see the history of Dragon Ball games. Really isn't worth much unless you just want to see how they handle the story and how they handle other shit. Now for giving this game a rating. It was really tough at first because I had to think of every single part of this game, but for every good it has, the bad just becomes more and more powerful. You would think that a company would probably at least try to look at their competition and make something a bit smooth. This is unacceptable for its time, in my opinion. I would have to give this one a D-, mostly because it did introduce interesting stuff, even though some of it was just done in a very shitty way. The roster was still fucking dreamy for me. It was faithful, like I've said earlier in the video, and it did enough to have a pretty damn good growing fan base. And for it to get a sequel, mostly due to Dragon Ball Z being really, really hot, is actually pretty damn impressive too. Now the question is Super Butouden 2 worth it? We'll find out in part 2 of this video.